Lawmakers urge Congress to protect LIHEAP funding. A group of Democratic lawmakers has sent a letter to the House Appropriations Committee urging Congress to preserve funding for the Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program in the fiscal year 2027 budget. The letter comes as the administration has proposed eliminating the program entirely, a position it has held since including LIHEAP's elimination in its FY 2026 budget request last year. The program currently supports nearly 6 million households with heating and cooling costs. Its advocates argue that the case for preservation is straightforward. Electricity prices are rising faster than inflation, utility debt has reached its highest levels since the COVID-19 pandemic, and more than 80 million Americans report difficulty paying energy bills. For households at the margins, the energy versus groceries trade-off is already happening. What the letter does not address directly is that LIHEAP, even at full funding, serves only about 1 in 5 eligible households nationally. The program has never reached the full population it was designed to assist, and funding levels have declined in real terms over the past decade. Elimination would remove a floor that covers a fraction of the need, not a comprehensive safety net. The administration's stated rationale for cutting the program is worth noting. The White House has argued that state utility disconnection laws already provide sufficient protection for low-income households, and that LIHEAP effectively functions as a pass-through subsidy for utilities in high-cost states like New York and California. Advocates counter that disconnection moratoriums delay payment without eliminating the underlying debt, and that once those protections expire, households face arrearages they were never positioned to pay. LIHEAP has historically drawn bipartisan support during appropriations negotiations, and that pattern held through the FY 2026 cycle. In March 2026, a bipartisan group of 40 senators, including Republican Appropriations Chair Susan Collins of Maine, Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, and Chuck Grassley of Iowa, signed a letter urging HHS Secretary Robert Kennedy Jr. to release the remaining $400 million in FY 2026 LIHEAP funds that had not yet been distributed to states. The program ultimately received $4.5 billion for FY 2026, a $20 million increase over the prior year. A complicating factor heading into the FY 2027 debate is that the Trump administration fired the entire LIHEAP federal staff at HHS in April 2025. The program has since been administered by states without federal training, guidance, or a full-time oversight team. Whether that staffing gap affects how Congress weighs the FY 2027 request remains to be seen, but it has made the mechanics of distribution less predictable even when funds are available. Rising utility costs are adding urgency to the debate on both sides. Data center expansion is driving load growth that utilities are beginning to pass through to ratepayers. Electrification is increasing household energy dependence. If federal assistance shrinks, the question of who absorbs unmet need, states, utilities, ratepayers, or no one, becomes a more pressing operational and planning question for energy providers in the near term. You've been listening to Sustainability Soundbites by Environment and Energy Leader. For partnership opportunities, please reach out to our team.